Hello there, South Mississippi. I'm Senior Meteorologist Wesley Williams here with a digital desk update for you on this Sunday morning. And we did see some rain in the area earlier, and we're going to take a look at some of those rain totals for you. Here's a look at some of them across the area. We saw more than 2 inches of rain in Poplarville and many other parts of Pearl River County. Hancock County saw around a couple inches of rain north of I-10. Meanwhile, Diamond Head Basin, Lewis, Waveland around an inch and a half. In Harrison County, we saw many places with more than an inch of rain, including Pass Christian, Long Beach, as well as Biloxi. Maybe in parts of Gulfport, you might have picked up only 3/4, just under an inch. And then you go to the D'Iberville area, picking up almost 2 inches. And you go to Saussure, Lizana, picking up over 2 inches of rain. So it looks like the heaviest rain was in the northern part of the county. Going north of that into Stone County, picking up more than 2 inches of rain across most of Stone County, including Perkinston 2.5 and Wiggins almost 3 inches of rain. Wow. You also saw over 3 inches of rain Loosedale, Bendale, almost 4 inches of rain north of Bendale on the county line there. And Agricola picking up a couple inches of rain. Jackson County, most of the area saw below 2 inches of rain, but there were some spots near Hurley, near Dantzler, that were around that 2.5 inch total. Looks like St. Martin Ocean Springs around 1.5 inches, 1 3/4. Gaucher Pascagoula around an inch, 1.25 inches. And Van Cleve around 1.5 inches. So that's kind of a recap of all of those rain totals as we did a rain total roundup for you county by county. Now, of course, this is a special day. It's not just any Sunday. It's that Sunday that you lost an hour of sleep. So hopefully you changed all the clocks overnight. And, dark morning to you. Sunrise took an hour later. It did not come up until 7:14. Some of our latest sunrises of the entire year occurred during this time when we spring forward to daylight saving time. But even though that is one thing that you have to get through, the payoff is that you get those brighter evenings. It doesn't get so dark so early in the evening anymore, and I'm sure that there are many of you that love that extra daylight in the evening to get out and do more activities and be outside and all of that fun stuff that you use extra daylight for in the later evening hours. So enjoy that. The time changes to daylight saving time, and it will stay there until November, until we switch back to standard time. Speaking of dark morning to you, let's look out the window this morning and we can see on our views across the coast some clouds, a little peak of sun here and there over Gulfport. There's still plenty of clouds, and some of those clouds producing rain. There's your first alert radar during the 9 o'clock hour. There's round 1 that we saw last night, circling that on the map. It is currently in Florida. That's moving away. So that's the stuff that might have woke some of y'all up overnight. No longer here. It is off to our east and moving away. That's where most of the thunder is located. If we do a lightning counter, let's see if I can get a lightning counter going for you here. Let's give that a shot. Right. Well, we better pause the radar so that it just stays still. All right, so now let's do a lightning counter for you on this first round. Over 120. Now there's a second round over Louisiana. How much lightning is with that one? 17. So clearly, second round, not as strong as the first. So even though we are expecting to see this additional round of showers and storms moving in from the west at times, as you can see, areas near Baton Rouge, areas near Slidell are seeing some rain, and that does include some of our viewing area too. A lot of this is moving southeastward, not directly toward us. So that means maybe we can miss out on some of this. And even if it does hit us, we do not expect a repeat of what happened earlier overnight. We do not expect to see that same intensity with this activity. But it is enough to say that, yeah, there's not going to be a 0% chance for rain in South Mississippi today, no matter what meteorologist you ask, no matter what weather app you check. You're not going to find a 0% chance for rain on Sunday, March 8th, 2026. in South Mississippi, because we still have a second round that could possibly move closer to us and produce those rain showers. So even though I know you're waking up in Gulfport, Biloxi, and you're saying, whew, it's over, no more rain for the rest of the day, you literally have rain that is located, what is this, less than 30 miles away over Stone County. So just keep that in mind. We are still seeing some showers in our area, but not much lightning, right? It's kind of light rain. The heaviest downpour on this particular map appears to be north of Lake Pontchartrain near Covington, Louisiana. And we're going to take a look at the futurecast to track some of this out as it is continuing to move in generally from the west. Our computer model has been struggling with getting the exact placement of this rain, so take that with a grain of salt, but it does at least see the current placement of some showers in Pearl River and Stone counties, fewer showers in Hancock and Harrison counties. It's kind of accurate based on what the radar was just showing. And we're going to look at this trend as we go to later this morning. Still seeing 10 o'clock in the morning, some showers and storms in the area. Maybe the stuff that's currently over Pearl River and Stone, maybe it kind of goes mainly east into George and northern Jackson. Maybe it leaves folks alone down near the I-10 corridor. So down near this section here, maybe you don't get that rain that's in Pearl River and Stone. Maybe it doesn't come right down to you, but it instead moves eastward into George as well as northern Jackson County. Just something to watch for you in the next hour or so. Now watch as we go from 10 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon. Maybe we catch a little break, but the models have been flipping back and forward on that. If you checked one of the models earlier this morning on GMM, it actually showed showers during this time of day. So that's why I say, even though it looks like it could be a break, model might not be accurate on that. So you do want to be sure to check that first alert radar in our weather app so that you can see if there's additional rain popping up. This one model shows between 1 and 4. Watch, there's going to be, even though there's nothing here, we do have enough humidity in the atmosphere, enough water vapor. We also have enough warm temperatures that there can be new thunderstorms that just pop up out of nowhere. So watch this zone here over our 6 southernmost counties as we play this out from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And look, we're seeing right where I circled some additional thunderstorm development during that time frame. So Sunday afternoon, you may see new storms pop up out of nowhere because the air is warm enough, because the air is moist enough to support new thunderstorm development this afternoon. That could continue between 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. and then after 7 p.m. when we lose the daytime heating, that's when we expect the rain chance to finally decrease. So until 7 p.m., we're probably going to be dealing with a rain chance somewhere in the 50 to 70% range. And then after 7 p.m., that's when we can see that rain chance finally dropping pretty significantly down to 30%, maybe even 20% or less as we head into the remainder of Sunday night. So that's a look at your forecast at a glance, seeing that rain chance about 60% or so for the rest of your Sunday. Scattered showers and storms, temperatures in the 70s, lots of warmth, lots of humidity. You can't escape it, at least for now. But maybe by midweek, another system comes in, and I want to track that one for you because maybe that's how we can get to some lower humidity. So what we find here, I want to take this full so you can follow along as I draw on the screen. Obviously, what pops out to you where we are, a lot of moisture, right? Those purple colors, that indicates a lot of water vapor, makes it really easy for rain to form. Well, up here to our north, we actually have kind of a little dip in the jet stream that's coming down, but it's not coming all the way down to us. It's actually kind of dipping right back up. But it's doing that just enough to kind of pull in some of this Gulf moisture ahead of that upper system. And so that's why we're seeing this moisture coming in from the Gulf, making it easy for new rain showers to develop at times today. So that's today's system. It's not all that strong compared to the giant swirl you see on the left side of your screen near Baja California. You can't miss it. Look at this pinwheeling spiral here. That is an absolute beast of an upper level low sitting over Baja California. That system over there will stay parked where it is for now, but by midweek it does start to drift our way, and that's how we can get to our next weather maker, which could be a midweek storm system and then maybe some slightly drier, cooler air behind it. So let's play this out for you on Sunday. Again, you can't miss that upper low, all the circles there indicating those lower pressures near that zone. And again, you see our little weak dip in the jet stream right here. That's helping to pull all of this moisture ahead. But watch as that moves on as we go from Sunday to Monday. You see that's moved on, and I want to track this low for you. You know, you got the low on Monday. It's situated over Baja California. As long as that's west of us, the flow ahead of it is actually helping to pull in additional moisture from the Gulf. So there's going to be places in our region that are going to continue with rain chances on Monday because of that low way out west. Let's go to Tuesday. All right, the low has moved a little bit. No longer Baja California. Now it's near Arizona and New Mexico. We're still seeing the moisture pump flow, and this is still causing another day with rain chances and storm chances across parts of our region. I think a lot of the Monday, Tuesday rain chances and storm chances are probably going to be north of our Mississippi coast, so we don't have to worry too much about it then. And you can tell because the deepest moisture, we got a scale here at the top of the screen, green, then yellow, then orange, then red. We see the yellow and oranges. Those are really, you know, Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana. You don't really see the deep moisture over our Mississippi coast. It's kind of yellow, almost green. So, but once we get closer to Wednesday, watch this. The low really on the move now. Now it's Texas, Oklahoma for the position of the low. And we're finally starting to see what will likely be a band of showers and storms developing right here over Texas, Arkansas. Again, look at us. We're almost green and yellow, right? So maybe we get to squeeze Wednesday by with very little to no rain. But then we go to Wednesday night, and that's when it moves in. So watch as we play that out from Wednesday night to Thursday, and it's a fast one. Blink and you miss it, and there it went. So now the low is off to our east, and all that moisture is gone. So the places with the rain chances are Florida, the Atlantic coast. Meanwhile, we are tapping into drier air coming in from the northwest. So that is really the key to unlocking the lower humidity will be behind that storm system in the middle of the week. But if we kind of rewind it to that Wednesday night time frame, which would be right about here, it's literally 10 p.m. Wednesday, that would be when we would see probably some of the higher rain chances that we will see this week. So you can see that deep moisture directly on top of us. Of course, it's many days out in the future, so it's a little too early to nail down the specific hour-by-hour timing, but it is easy enough to tell that at some point on Wednesday night into Thursday morning, we're probably going to see some of our best rain chances of the 7-day forecast after the day. So today you got that 60%, and then you got another 60% coming in for you Wednesday night to Thursday, and that number not set in stone. That 60 might go up depending on how confidence grows or shrinks with the coming model information. And then once we get behind that, look, we're seeing maybe the temperatures fall. I'm skeptical about the temperatures falling. We'll see. I mean, you got 70s, right? You don't really see a whole lot of 60s. If we're going to see highs in the 60s, the best day to see that might be Thursday. But it might not happen. We might stay stuck in the 70s. Models have been flipping and flopping back and forth on the cool down aspect, but they've been very steady and true on the drop in humidity. And so if we can get the drop in humidity, that's what can help to take those overnight temperatures down. We've been having some really warm nights here. Maybe Wednesday night we dropped to some 50s and 60s. Maybe Thursday night to Friday morning we might have some 50s and 40s, but I'm skeptical. I'm really skeptical about those 40s. I don't know if we'll be able to pull that off as we are entering middle March, and we're running out of those cool downs. But if we take a look at the dew point trend, this really shows that steep drop. You know, cool down, iffy, but the humidity drop looking like a sure bet, looking like a slam dunk. How we go from a muggy Sunday, muggy Monday, muggy Tuesday, a muggy Wednesday, and then it is going to become less humid as things turn drier on Thursday, stay pleasantly dry and crisp on Friday, and then still nice and pleasant for you next Saturday. So maybe that's a sign that as we go to the next weekend, the weather will be on the dry side with maybe you know, a nicer feel and a little bit less mugginess to put up with. Well, that's pretty much the entirety of this Digital Desk update. Thank you so much for watching today. Stay dry from any additional scattered thunderstorms that pop up later today.